right, the next step in marketing is online marketing. Now, this is something that you should absolutely right now, if you're an estate planning attorney, go to Google Maps and set up your firm on Google Maps right now. You want to set this up, and this right now in our current environment is the number one way I get people to come in my door. Is because on Google Maps, over the years I've built a great review source on my Google Maps page. I have over 100 reviews and 5-star reviews. And I'm going to walk you through how you develop that, and we go through in just a minute. But let's talk about a few things. Number one is going to be on online marketing. When I first started, it was so important to be the number one spot on a page in an area. So Google, they have an algorithm built into their system that goes, okay, if you're looking for an estate planning attorney, we're not going to show you an estate planning attorney if you're in Texas that's in California. We're going to show one that's close by. And so how do you get to the top of the rankings in that area? And a bunch of SEO guys will try to sell you this, like, I'll get you to the top of the rankings. But in all honesty, it really does not matter anymore because Google has kind of taken over in the ad spots. What's more important is that you're actually advertising on Google. Now, this is expensive. And throwing out this type of money starting off would be really difficult. When I first started off, it was just so difficult to throw down a $2,000 every single month in order to start getting clients in the door. So I don't recommend jumping into this right off the bat. Focus on Google Maps at the beginning. Now, Google Maps is a great system because most people will go online, they will go to Google Maps, they'll see who has high reviews, and then they'll make their determination by that. So you can go to Google Maps, get people who have already used you to get reviews. I use a program, it costs about $100 a month, called Reputation Stacker. And basically what that does is when someone reviews you, or when someone comes in, it sends them a thing to see if they're going to give you a 5-star review. Or I guess 4-star review. No, it's 5-star on Google. But to see if they're going to give you a 5-star review. If they're going to give you something lower than a 5-star review, it sends them to a place so they can ask you, or basically ask them, hey, well, how can I do better? And so sometimes I'll get back, hey, you rushed me too quick. I didn't like this, or didn't like how you did that. But if they're going to give you a 5-star review, it sends them directly to the place where they can do that. Now, I found 1 out of 10 clients will do this. But if you start at the beginning and start doing this, you'll eventually start building up those reviews. And after you hit a certain amount in your area, people take that seriously and they will start coming in your door. You'll find people all the time. Now, eventually, EP firms will have built in a reputation stacker kind of system. We're right now in the process of developing it, but it's going to take us some time to get it out. It won't be in our first launches. It probably is a couple years out, but we're eventually going to set it up that as your clients go through the system, they go from a lead, they go into the client's page, and they become, or the cases, and after you hit complete on a client, and it archives them, it's going to send out this review, and it's going to say, hey, are you going to give us a 5-star review, or are you going to give us lower? If I didn't do as good, why didn't I do as good? And then it will keep that in their actual profile of your client if they were not satisfied with something that you did. So in the future, if they call back to address this and to make sure how you can improve in the future. So going forward, we're going to have these things built into EP firms to help the system kind of communicate and know what to do. But I'm telling you right now, online system, that's where it's at. Now, what about other online things? Bing works too. I get probably 1 out of every 10 clients that I get comes through Bing. I found older people will use this, older individuals will use Bing more than they use Google, and they sometimes end up being really good clients. So I want you to kind of be aware of that online marketing is great. It's an expensive route. You need to build up to that route. But if you want to take your practice to the next level, that's what you have to do. Currently, just so you guys have, I give you kind of a sense of what I've learned. In my area, there's about 400,000 people that live within a 20-mile radius of my office. It's a large population. That's a lot of people. I was spending $5,000 a month in advertising on Google. I recently just lowered down to $4,000 a month, and I really didn't see a difference in how many people were coming through my online system through ads. So I was spending too much, and this is something you can kind of play with. I use a company to do my online marketing. They're very expensive, but they're very good. The company is called Scorpion. Scorpion has, I went through a lot of SEO guys and different people to try to get my webpage where it needed to be. Scorpion was the best. They charged me about $500 a month to manage my page, and then I give them another $4,500, or I was giving another $4,500 to advertise. I've dropped that down to $3,500 in advertising costs, and I'm seeing about the same. So if you live in a less populated area, you probably can get away with spending less. If you live in a more populated area, then you probably could spend a little bit more than that. But that's what you're going to throw out every single month in advertising costs to get people consistently in your door. And be prepared for that. It was a shocker when I first started, and it took like 3 months to get that system going before I started seeing my return. But there's only a few things that I can tell you. If you give $2,000 to, that it's going to give you $10,000 of work back, and that's Google. It works. It works amazing. The system that they have is unbelievable. So if you want to get your practice to the next level, that's what you need to do. You got to be willing to spend that kind of money.